I'm going to tell you something. If you two never bother me again the rest of my life, I ain't giving up Testa. I can't. I can't. There's good friends of mine out of the state. Well, he's divorced, you have to do his stuff. That's why I said to you before, you don't understand what the money is. The most of me is that the boss is your boss.
All right, and welcome to Mob Talk Radio. We got some breaking news. I was waiting for confirmation. For those that know and those that don't, the second half of the Gemini twins, Joey Testa, has been released from prison. I was told earlier today that he was in transit out of the system and will reside in Las Vegas, Nevada with his wife and his family. The BOP has not yet updated their system, and I was sort of waiting for a call just to confirm it, but I can 100% confirm that Joey Testa has been released. Anthony Center, who was released a few months ago to a halfway house in Brooklyn, he and Testa were part of the one of the most vicious mafia crews in the history of organized crime. Depending on what you want to believe, the FBI has claimed that they have dozens and dozens of bodies. However, if you look closely at their case, which I have, which nobody else seems to really have looked at their paperwork ever before on YouTube. I don't know why. Many of the murders that were associated to both Joey Testa and Anthony Center, they actually didn't take part in, or were simply just accused of stuff because of their involvement in the DeMeo crew. Testa has been in prison 35 years. Testa, now 69, and Anthony Center, now 68, have exited prison in a world that has completely changed. In 1989, both were sentenced to life plus 20 years in prison for 11 murders that they allegedly participated in or allegedly committed. The DeMeo crew, which had the infamous Gemini Lounge in the Flatland section of Brooklyn, was the last stop for a lot of people who ran afoul of the Gambino crime family. According to the feds, they connected some 75 murders to the crew, and yet weirdos on the internet claim it's over 200. And the reality is probably a lot less than you would ever really expect. Much of what has been stated about the DeMeo crew has sort of grown more out of control and more legend than actual fact. Many have gotten the facts twisted over the decades, but just because the feds claim 75 doesn't really truly make it the case. It was easy in those days to throw bodies onto a crew because of their notoriety, and especially with informants. While nobody ever expected them to be released, it was a sentencing guideline issue is what led to both Anthony Center and Joey Testa getting out. Their crimes were committed before 1987, and then new federal sentencing guidelines kicked in, which made Testa actually eligible for parole after serving 10 years. While many speculated that Testa would end up in an RMR like Anthony Center, you'd be wrong. Testa has been in ill health for a long time and will not be required to live in a halfway house. Instead, as we stated, he will be heading home to Las Vegas, Nevada. For those that are going to ask the question, are Testa and Center going to reconnect? I wouldn't count on it. Both are on lifetime supervision and parole, and paperwork is likely going to keep them from interacting, at least in person. It's not to say a phone call might not be made, but reality is neither is going to risk going back to prison for saying hello. So that's kind of the news going on around here. Keep it dialed into Mob Talk Radio for all breaking news and more. We'll see everybody soon.